Back, alright. That crash was among the stranger things I've ever seen. At the moment I really hate that this game has no types of saves, so we'll have to restart from the beginning. That's very unfortunate.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Shit, that's dumb. So like that... Oh, we can actually open this right away. We don't find anything down there that we actually need, do we? This game's a virus. You get that impression too. Run through now. So let's see now. We found an ID card of some type up by the entrance, right? So the crash I had, like, I've never seen this before. Everything just froze. Like, imagine you stopped time on a computer. It wasn't your usual like blue screen where you actually like get the blue screen and an error message and everything. But this was, it just froze. Like you took a screenshot of all my screens, it just stopped. And I've never seen that before. What is this? I've never been here before, have I? That's the raptor pen. Let's explore something new. I've never been here before. Now I'm glad I have my maps. Exactly, raptor pen. I should probably just wasting time. Let's just head to the visitor center. The raptor pen can be accessed. That's good to know. Ah, it's just to the left of the visitor center. I don't know. I'll have to check my computer logs to see what actually caused that crash. But it was really odd. Really odd. There's very little I need to do here. I just need to go to the topmost floor to get the ID card here. Perhaps just to my PC cables. Yeah, maybe. At first I suspected like that my computer actually broke. But that's what happened. That doesn't seem to be the case.
Mr. Grant.
You found Hammond. John Hammond. Yeah. Now I have to head to the beach. So, what did we do at the beach? Yeah, we picked up that Malcolm dudes. Yeah, he did. He said Mr. Grant. Oh, and also thank you for the follow, Lexley. I can see that in my logs. I didn't get the trigger and all of that, but I'll still give you the thanks. The raptors. Yeah, the freaking raptors. It's surprisingly how much faster you can progress through this game once you actually know what to do. And we just have to be careful of the freaking raptors.
Mr. Grant.
Mr. Grant. Yeah, that happened earlier. The T-Rex came and ate us. Well, that was down by the beach, I think. Yeah, the T-Rex came and ate our asses. The worst part is probably that we lose our egg progress whenever we die, or whenever we have to restart. I'm not sure if those are important in the end. Because if the egg count actually matters, then I'm gonna have a real headache. Alright, so we have something of a map of the beach. There's an elevator to our right. Or far right. Right. Yeah. And to get to that we need Donald Gennaro. There's an ID card in here. It was pretty easy to get to, if I recall correctly. That actually hit him. This should be... Exactly, it's just ammo. Kinda remember how to navigate this. It should be like up here, I think. Yeah. Dennis Nedry. Exactly. We have Grant and Nedry's cards. Oh. Why don't you play Dolphin emulated games? GameCube, for example. Two reasons. The first one is I don't... Those weren't really part of my childhood in the same way. A generation of games. And also... I don't really trust those emulators. The more modern games we try to emulate, the more it tends to break. At least from my experience. These older systems are more stable to emulate. The more modern ones are... They tend to break more. I guess also the newer a game is, the more difficult it usually gets, or more technical, I guess. One of the charms with these older games is they're usually really simple to get into, and I like seeing how the developers navigated through these limitations. Limitations breeds how's that saying? Limitations breeds innovation. And I sometimes feel that Many developers today have gotten lazy, almost. Because there's so much resources at hand. You can do so much with it. It's interesting to see, like, what did people actually manage to do with the limited resources back in the days? I guess that's a very long explanation to that question. What? Thank you for that compliment. Now, like, when it comes to emulators, it's... Even Nintendo 64 is, like, difficult and a bit unstable, I feel. And I guess, like, PlayStation is also not the most stable emulator. We've had some issues with that one too. Like sound breaking up and videos not loading correctly. It just has to do with, like, the more advanced stuff is, the more it tends to break for some reason. Turn on generator before trying to reboot system. Yeah, Pandy has a good... Wait, there was a generator here? I don't recall a generator. Yeah, there is a generator. Now I remember. There's a generator on the bottom floor. PlayStation, I feel like I've gotten it under control by now. Been messy, but it works alright. Nintendo 64, we've had some issues with sounds. Sounds being stuttery and stuff like that. But Pandy raises a very, very valid observation when it comes to newer games. Tutorials. There's usually so much tutorials in newer games. To be frank, I hate tutorials. Miss your 64? Wait, if you don't... You've done away with it? Why? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Nintendo 64 is amazing. I love that system. Alright, we need night vision goggles. There's supposed to be a generator here somewhere. It died last week. Oh wow. I'm so sorry. So sorry for your loss. Wait, there's another elevator? I don't recall that. I obviously haven't mapped out the visitor center well enough. Yeah. Poor thingy. Having a 64 system die on you, that's tough. Don't tell me it's the generator down in the utility shed. It is, isn't it? God damn it. I have to go all the way down there. At least it's a quick run, but it's annoying. Does anyone else remember, was there an actual, like, power board in the visitor center? Or is the only one we've seen down in utility shed? The nearby utility shed. Yep. Big yes. That's what you get for cutting corners, I guess. How much is... Have you any idea how much it would cost to buy new N64 hardware? Actually, I have no idea how much that system costs to buy nowadays. Here we go. Power on. Where's night vision goggles? Just restocking on some rockets. Oh yeah, night vision goggles. Yes, I could go pick those up. I don't remember which. I think I needed a Malcolm card in the utility shed. You'll find one for 600 SEK. That's about 60 euros. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Right, so the sequence is power, beach, visitors. That's how you're supposed to go. Utility, beach, visitor center. I like the bolus is so much more than this. The gas canister. The gas thingy really sucks. Yep. I don't like the hardware is seldom the expensive part when you're buying retro stuff. Unless it's like a Neo Geo. Neo Geo hardware costs a fortune. It used to, at least. Not sure nowadays. Really. Sensor's been enabled. Access denied. Alright, the voting is open again. Shall we continue to play Jurassic Park? Your votes in. Get your votes in. Personally, I'm quite intrigued. I actually like this. For some reason, I like this. I don't know why, but I do. I find it entertaining. I can understand if it's a bit slow to watch, but just something with it that I like. Hey, boluses. I want those. What makes this game interesting is the mix of like trying to find stuff, navigating, first person, third person, action. It's a really well-rounded game, I'd say. Had the first person parts just flown a bit better, I guess, because the frame rate is a bit of a bummer. But I must say, I think the game is pretty cool. I want to go check out the pen over here. Raptor pen. There it is. Right, so now we're in new territory. At the entrance. Hello there. So this is how we enter. And then there's a computer on our left, a door on our right, and it continues further and there's an elevator. Something like that. Alright. User. You select toggle between. Oh yeah, the kettle prod thingy. And there's no boys, no boys around. Well, there was only one. There's only one yes. One yes sayer too. So I guess people left when everything crashed for me. There's no one left. I don't remember what he's supposed to do at the raptor pen. This was just a small room. I don't remember the quest for this area. Guessing I'm going down? Yeah. Wait, upper level? Oh. So there was just a long corridor, a door on our right. Something like this. Night vision goggles required. This is a very big room. Something like this. Really hard to make maps when you have no idea how big everything is going to be. Boluses. I don't need more boluses. Another really large room. The door goes downwards. I wonder why the screen keeps flickering. I'm guessing I'm going around the pen. Hey, night vision goggles. Nice. Found some food. Need security level 1. Markets. I must have walked around this soon. Won't be that much further. I think that's another dino too. Yep. He gets caught in the crossfire. It's empty. Yeah. You can actually see how we're like walking around this entire place. We have the greenery on our left now, and we used to have it on our right earlier. That's pretty neat actually, I'd say. Another elevator. Huh. Wait, I can go even lower? Sub-level 1. This place is huge. Damn it, I hate trying to hit these. There you go. Go pretty far upward and then to the right. Forward and then right. Forward and then right. Get to another elevator. This was like, came in there. It has to be like this. There's an elevator. Let's explore this floor some more. The worst part, there might be something of importance here. Because I didn't really go downwards here. There's 2 doors. There's a door too. Alright, so there's a big room with 4 doors. 1 door there. One there. One there. Pockets and some dinos. That's all there is. Ah, there's another door. Most of the time there's like nothing of use in the rest of these, but sometimes you find an ID card. Since we more or less have to have these ID cards. Shits. No? Ah. Where the fuck is it shooting me from? There it is. Alright, so there was one room there. Now we're down here and door here. So this one leads. Okay, so that's the same door. That. There's nothing else here? No? Shit. This is a dumb roundabout. Is there really no door here? Annoying. They were not the most technically adept whoever developed this. You can judge from the flickering of the screen every now and then. This is like what we can see. I'm not really sure what's going on, but something happens to the frame buffer after a while. It like makes it forces them to clear it. So we should be like back. Where are we now? There's a room. Door to wait, what? This was where we were, right? Yeah. Okay, so I entered this door. There's a square room that goes right. Oh man, I messed up my proportions. Now my map is colliding with my other map. There's like a small room that goes that way. There's an ID card in here. Go figure. Robert Mulden. He eventually reached an ID card. Knew it. I'm guessing the rest of this is probably just dead ends. One of the main problems with FPS games, they love making big maps. It doesn't lead anywhere. So hard to discern what is actually dinos here, so what's not. Extra life. Rockets and resources. The big ass room with a lot of resources in it. Now we basically just have to go back. We found everything we need here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So now we can take that other elevator. I'm not even sure what I'm doing here. Is there snow in Sweden already? No. At least not around here. The northern parts I'm pretty sure, but I live sort of in the southern. What? No snow yet. Not sure I ever asked, where do you live, Rouge? Maybe I did ask, but you didn't want to tell. Big ass room. Door there. How did I know? Hamburg. Ah, Germany. Actually drove past Germany a couple of days ago. Or I drove past Hamburg. I visited a friend who lives in Hamm, near Dortmund. It's really beautiful around there. But fuck your autobahns. There's so much queues. Had so much like road work everywhere. It's faster to go by the small roads than go on the autobahn. Go watch Dota 2? No. A friend of mine had his, I think it was his 25th birthday or something like that. I don't remember actually what number we were celebrating. We had his birthday and we thought like that's a good time to meet up. ESL Hamburg. Oh, I didn't know. Humbug, I guess it's pronounced. Would have gone if it had CS:GO. Alright, now the only like esports I currently care about is I do watch some Overwatch every now and then, because I think that's pretty entertaining. I like watching Overwatch. Because I somewhat understand that game. I don't understand Dota at all. Sadly. Need Alan Grant. God damn it. This was so far. I did find one card though, so... I guess it wasn't a complete waste. It's a bit fun. People who do play Dota usually play a lot of Dota. I don't think I've ever come across a person who just plays a little bit of Dota. For some reason, it's a game where you really have to dedicate yourself towards it, I feel. Drove all the way to Sweden to Ham. Yep. The long ass drive, I know. Top 3 Dota 2 streamer is Swedish. His name is Wagamam. I actually, yeah. It was on this... It was on a really famous team for a while. Wagamama. Yeah, the drive was really long. It took like... What was it? 16 hours, maybe? Something like that. I don't know if he's racist, but you kind of look like him. I don't think it's racist to call to say you do look like this person. to be very honest with you, I don't think that's what. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. It was a long ass drive. If you were black, it would have been racist. Oh yeah, sec level 1. Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty easy to see difference between some people, some Swedes. You also kind of look like that black metal dude that kills somebody. Oh, you mean, what's his name? Varienes? Something like that. He was Norwegian. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Varienes. Varvikenes. Thank you. Varvikenes. Oh yeah, the Count. What was the group he was playing for again? I don't remember. Exactly, Greven. Or the Count. Wasn't he Norwegian? Oh, there's an ID card here too. Burzum, exactly. Ian Malcolm. Ian Malcolm. Oh. At least we needed Grant there at the bottom. This one had a... was something like that. Like one. God, I don't remember. That's Jeff Goldblum. Great life, it finds a way. I think I'm missing something completely now. So this is the pen, for as far as I know. The Goldblum. I feel so out of the loop. Goldblum didn't burn churches in Norway. No, that's probably true, yeah. I hope that's very true. Ah, it's your Jeff Goldblum impression through text. I guess it's a bit hard to convey the appropriate Jeff Goldblum feeling. He was a tasty treat in the 90s. Damn, the music got funky all of a sudden. And the fly, it was all grass and stuff. I've actually never seen that movie. I was just an insane old man. Insane. Secure the visitor center. Found out how the raptor get in and stop them. I know we need a Dr. Wu card. And we need to find the night vision goggles. Really? Fuck. Yeah, Jim Carrey, he's like freaked out completely. I guess, or maybe Jim Carrey just read a bit too much philosophy. That could be an explanation. He just lost it. The philosophy became too much for him. And he couldn't handle it. I love the elevator music. Too much acid in Tibet. Yeah, something like that. Although I doubt they use acid in Tibet. Plus his wife. Ah, alright. It didn't make... That sort of drained the fun out of the conversation. In that way, it might very well just be a coping mechanic. He's struggling with depression his whole life. Can't be easy having being depressed and being known as the most funny man alive for a reason, for a while at least. Like being known as this great comedian, and the only thing you feel is that life sucks and it's boring. That ought to be odd. The sweet spot between suicidal and sad. Maybe there is something about comedians being depressed. I don't know why, but I don't remember Rowan Atkinson also struggling with that. Robbie Williams, yeah, that too. Pretty darn depressing. If the most fun stuff comes from sadness. I haven't actually watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia. N. Dark humor and very funny. I guess like one of my big problem for me is that I don't feel I have enough time to watch series. I've been trying to watch Flash for a long while, but I can only watch like a couple of episodes a week. It takes a lot of time. Oh wait, I already have North written. Shit, I don't wanna die. Fuck, I'm out of ammo. It says something about Robert M. So night. Oh, the night vision goggles and the computer terminal. Stephen Fry is bipolar. Oh, I didn't know. That I really didn't suspect. But I guess with like really people like that, you only see them when they are funny. You never see their like dark moments or their regular moments. Imagine, given how hard it is to like grant people new privileges in the system, you can't upgrade someone's security clearance from this console, you need to go another one. You can't do it from this console, you need to go to another one. Imagine when someone new starts at the company. We're like, yeah, we're going to set up your privileges here. Don't worry, Chris is going to run around this entire place to set up your security clearances. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, you know, like, we have this awesome security system here, so in order to make sure that people don't abuse it, you can only set the level 1 security at the beach. But you need security level 2. So Grant here is going to run to the beach to give you security clearance 1. Then he'll have to run to the far north corner, and then he can give you security clearance 2. Having unlimited money and drugs would mess up people. I think we've seen that time and time again, haven't we? There's like countless examples of that. Running between consoles, Bark. Yeah. Never able to beat it. I don't think it's never particular. It's not hard. At least now, like, as a grown-up, the game is not hard, but it is time-consuming. I should probably write even more extensible notes than I have. That I can understand. Like, not understanding the game would probably make it really hard. I need a Robert something card over here. I'm not sure if I got that. Ah, missed. Fuck that game. The tiny dinos. Now it should be this long card, or it turns to the left. Oh, Riven. Hey, we actually have clearance now. We couldn't reach this place before. And now we're out of ranged ammo. I guess we just have to run for it. Found a canister of nerve gas. Ah, not darts. Alright. Nerve gas. Raptor strut. Yeah, that one knows. It's in charge. Alright, so destroy the raptor nest. Through miscalculation, I think the raptors have begun to bred. Find the nerve gas bomb and go into the caves to destroy these. Yep. Alright, so we have the nerve gas for the raptor cave. Whenever we get there. We do have it. Case of dire need. Alright, so we've cleared everything there is in north now. That's good. Walks up and tases a Dilophosaurus. Is weed legal in Colorado? Or maybe I shouldn't ask that question. Anyhow, you do you.
Grant.
Gotta be 21 and not get high in public and stuff. That makes sense. Feel those are sensible limitations. In Sweden, weed is more illegal than most stuff, I'd say. I mean, I guess like the first time you're caught with it, I don't think it's that bad. But like, if you get caught with it a couple of times, you basically get the same. You can get the same sentence as like, not really murdering someone, but almost. Almost murdering someone. The drug policies in Sweden are very strict. So it's very illegal in Jersey. State by state law. Yeah, that's been confusing me a bit. Isn't that like... Yeah. Norway is so expensive, it... Norway is so expensive, it's almost funny. Yeah, the fines for dealing drugs are higher than the fines for physical abuse, definitely. Wait, heroin and weed has the same charges in Jersey. Holy hell. Right, so we've never been to the lower floors of the visitor center. Right, so shall we continue to play Jurassic Park or not? It's your chance to vote. Let us hear your opinions. I still think this game is pretty good, pretty decent. It's I wouldn't call it like this is a really good game. I wouldn't call it a like really fantastic game or anything like that, but it's not bad either. It's very impressive given the limitations of the Super Nintendo. That I can say. What? He exploded and turned into a raptor. Control room. Huh. Bastard. Give me that Famicom action. Ellie Sattler. Ellie Sattler. God damn it. Just hide and snipe me as soon as I turn the corner. Bastards. Hey! Night vision goggles. Sweet. I can finally go to the dark areas on the first floor. That's probably how they get in. You have to put an exclamation mark. Solly. Hi there, by the way. I think you're a new viewer. It needs to be an exclamation mark, otherwise the bot doesn't recognize the command. I actually think the current voting situation is 3-1 anyways, so one more no vote won't change anything. And she's out! I'll put a save state here, in case we need to continue this at another time. Oh, thank you, hon. Whoop. What was that? Need to restart Fubar. Yeah, she just ran by, dropped a cup of coffee, and then disappeared again. She's good like that.
What are you saying about me?
Huh? That was someone who said hi, wife.
Oh, hi.
She says hi back. There we go. Woman. Yeah, you could say that. I'd say this is a decent game. I would probably play this some more. So what progress did we actually make? What could you say? Like, where did we? So, like, electricity on. Nerve gas found. What are those? Are those cheese slices? Oh, it's morphin time. So, the game is kind of cool. It has interesting approaches, a lot of stuff to do, and it is quite challenging. I like the 2D and 3D alternations. It gives the game character. What I don't like is the lack of maps, inventory, or a general guidelines. It is so hard to find your way. And half the time you spend drawing maps. Funky music though. Alright. The quest has completed. Type loot the room.